Good afternoon, friends. Today we're going to talk real quickly about a voice and communication tip that's going to help you communicate more assertively and have a deeper, more commanding, more present voice without sounding like you're trying too hard, so that you can get whatever you want out of life, or increase the odds of getting whatever you want out of life in a way that you don't regret. What's going on, Scott? Good to see you, bro. When you coming back up to New York City? I think it's about time that we hung out in person. Let's smoke some cigars. All right, so here's a story of what put this into my mind back in November, and it actually has nothing to do, literally, with voice and communication. So, one of the big purposes or goals that I set for myself in my third decade, or is this the fourth decade? In my 30s, was that I am going to become proficient in martial strategy and tactics, aka fighting, violence, war, and also business. As proficient, at least as I am, in the realm of having an awesome body that complements your life without running it, aka getting big, strong, and lean, and being on stage and singing, performance, being calm in front of a big audience, memorizing things, blah, blah, blah. So, moved to New York City, looked up what is the best boxing gym around. It just happens to be one of the best boxing gyms in the country, Gleason's. So I find a trainer who I like. He looks good. He's trained some serious fighters. Go down there, have a lesson or two with him. I actually still have some that I need to take advantage of. It's another story. And in our first lesson, maybe it's the second lesson, he's like, Mike, relax. Trying to do something, and I was just too tense, too physically tense, so up in my head, so not in my body, so not chilling, so trying to get it right and trying to throw the hardest punch that I possibly could for who? For who knows why. And I had this moment where I was like, okay, I'm just going to relax. Everything drops. Mine goes a little bit soft. And I was like, even that sucked. But, I got nothing here. I'm sitting on the ground. And he was like, yes. And it had this bam, big old whip crack on the pad. And it felt great. It didn't feel like I did anything. He was like, that. I was like, oh, okay. So when I relax, I'm able to really throw this punch a lot easier with a lot less effort. And it goes where I want it to go. And it hits as hard as I want it to hit. And I don't have to work nearly as hard. And it's funny because, it's like, is everything in the universe a sign? Or are you a crazy person? Or you just make a mountain out of a molehill? I don't know. But that little lesson of relax, way back in November, I started to see it in other places. And it shows up then in the voice. Having a voice lesson. If you're trying too hard, if you're putting tension in the wrong place, if you're putting tension here and not just having the right amount of tension and engagement here, then you're going to be working really hard and you're not going to get as much oomph as you want. You're not going to be able to, just like the punch, put it where you want, have the impact that you want, hit as hard, so to speak. So if you relax in the right places and you have the right amount of tension in the places that they're supposed to be, you're going to get everything that you want. Everything that you're trying to do is going to happen. Well, why do we not relax? Because we are so conditioned to hold on to tension. I realized this for myself recently. Had an experience where for the very first time in my life, my internal tension shut off. The internal fight or flight mode. I have been living more or less all of my life with, even in my most relaxed moments, some internal level of fight or flight. Now, this is different than being out in the world and being like, you know what, this could be a threat, somebody's behind me, just like situational awareness. That's like external. You can be externally aware, externally in some kind of low-grade fight or flight, but internally you don't want to be there. Internally you want to be, just relax, just peace, Because internally, if you are just relaxed and just peace, then your ability to think and to perceive and to feel everything is just like it is in that example with the voice, and just like it is with that example of the punch. It's way less effort, much higher impact, much more focused. We have to have clear thinking, clear ability to feel, clear ability to perceive if we want to be able to do anything, become even the slightest amount of proactive and effective in the world. Got to be able to relax. So as we think about this, like going from relaxing of outside, right, to the punch, to vocally, to internally. Relaxing is vital. If we are not relaxing, then we're trying to control, right? Tension is trying to control. But if we are relaxing, then we are accepting. It doesn't have to be anything other than what it is. Let's just be aware, accept, okay. And then from there, you have clear thinking and a clear and calm state from which you can do something. And no regrets, less desires, less external pressures. Feels very nice. You have a sense of safety, abundance internally. You don't need things to be anything other than what they are. And when you move to do something, you are able to really nice and effectively from a place of relaxation. It's like the kettlebell swing. One of the first things that they teach you in ye old strong first dojo, relaxation and tension. There is relaxation when you are letting the bell down, passing it back through, and then there's tension. Right when you come up, you hold it for a moment, maximum hip extension, everything is flexed, everything is tight, and then back down. Relaxation. Relaxation and tension. Relax where you're supposed to relax. Be tense where you're supposed to be tense. But don't be tense anywhere that you're not supposed to be tense, and don't relax anywhere that you're not supposed to relax. There's balance. When you find that balance, you get everything that you want. Or at least you get peace. Tenor Leo, what you saying, bro? I will be posting. I certainly will. So, what I want to invite y'all to do is take a look at your life and look at where are you not relaxing? Where are you not relaxing? Where are you putting a ton of effort forth that if you just relax, it doesn't mean you stop entirely. Just like stop trying to control. Stop trying to hold on to this thing. Stop trying to quit applying tension and just relax and see what happens. Where are you doing that? Where are you holding too tightly? In your world, in your voice, in your message that you're communicating. One of the first places that it's within our control to do so, and that it's safe to do so, or at least it's safest, it can feel safest, is to do this with ourselves. What are we trying to do so hard? We could just try to do a little bit less hard. With ourselves. Sort of soften the field of focus. Soften. Be a little dumber. See what happens. Don't try to control your voice as you're singing this passage. Don't try to control your voice as you're saying something, as you're giving your pitch, or as you're saying, hey, what's going on when you're on the cold call? Hey, this is Michael. Did I catch you at a bad time? Just don't control. Don't have tension. Just relax. Let it come out. Easier said than done, but once you get a hold of it, you're like, wow, this is really nice. And so now that I have lived in this, now that I've experienced this for a moment, what this feels like to have this internal fight or flight shut off, I'm like, whoa, this is nice. I just kind of want to stay here. Like, I'm still like, wow, on the outside. But inside, it's like, I'm chilling. It feels good, and it makes the thinking clear, and it makes all of the other efforts clear, because your mind does dictate what you're going to do. So if you have a clear and relaxed mind, a clear and relaxed internal state, you're more effective. And that feels good. All right. If you need some help figuring out what you're holding on too tightly to, figuring out maybe what you could relax, some strategies, some tactics, some ways to do so, some ways to feel less guilty for relaxing, you let me know. I ain't hard to find. Send me a DM. I got 1,001 ways to do that. All right. I am going to continue on with my 5-hour block of coaching. Love y'all. Get at me.